Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Oh, what is everyone up to? I'll wait for a few more people to pop on here. Where's Doug? What's up, Lucas? BMX JT, Black 187. Hi, I can't stay again. I'm riding. Dude, Black, if you're still in here, man, that's super sick that you're riding again after that long. Happy for you. Don't worry about missing the live riding. I always say riding super like way more important, So if you're gonna go ride, go do that. Don't worry about me. I'll still be here at least once a weekend. I don't know. We've been yeah, Friday. I've been working Fridays now, so I switched up the live and to Saturday just because I like the morning. I might do Sunday still. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see. We'll have to see. What do you guys think? What's up, Giovanni? How you doing, man? Man, this whole control bike, everyone tries to argue with me because they're saying Colt, they said that Colt's website says it's full chromoly. And I'm like, no. I mean, I think it says 100% chromoly top tube, head tube, and down tube. So it makes me so angry. Can you guys hear me okay? Look, I'm on Colt's website. I've got to check here. Oh, see, it does say 100% chromoly frame. Scam. Unless it really is this year. I don't know. I feel like it's not. Jared, how you doing? We got Sean. Good. All the homies are in here. Giovanni, I didn't see your DM, man. I don't know. Let's look. Let's look. You guys ever do any Instagram reels? They've been blowing up like well, I mean like I'll post a handful of them and then one or two will do really good and I'll get a lot of followers from it and I'm like this is sick. But then some just don't do anything. Hmm. Yeah, Giovanni, I don't see your DM. I mean, maybe it's in the Dougster Bob account. I don't know. I'll look. I'll have to look eventually. I have so many unread ones that it's I suck. I'm sorry. Uh hi, Bigzot question mark. Sean, I loved your comment on the what was it? Anyway, it was about the high ten. Oh, my post about the frame that bent in on me. I was like 13 when that happened. But basically, they're not designed to last at all. Even if you're not doing tricks, like you said, that it didn't last very long for you. And that's good insight because I think a lot of kids end up with a high tensile steel frame. And this is something I've argued about with like people who run companies. It's like, okay, yes, it's important to get them in at a low price point. But if you get somebody in at a low price point, on a $300 high tensile steel bike and it breaks in 6, 7 months, they're the taste that's left in their mouth of your brand is like not a very good taste because they're going to assume that all the materials you make, all the parts you make is that equivalent quality and just going to associate you with that junk, even if you make higher end stuff. And I don't think a lot of companies really think about that. I don't know. If I ever did a company, it'd be everything would be like bare minimum, full chromoly, even if I didn't have an entry level price point, just because I think it's important for people to get into the sport at a fair price and then, have it last a little bit longer. Granted, cheap chromoly is still not the best, but yeah, like you said, a year tops, even if I mean, you've got to be riding it, but crazy. Oh, Lucas, you've been making the YouTube videos still. What's it like, Lucas, being What's it like being monetized now? I was gonna say, oh yeah, so my main Instagram, Dougster Bob's, I guess the Instagram. BMX Douglas Laird's my main Instagram, but it's kind of just like more riding clips and not necessarily the same content I put on this brand. So you can follow me there too. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jared, I was gonna look at the Sabrosa Rose frame. That's what I was gonna do. You guys think about the Sabrosa Rose pedals? You think that those are actually super innovative like Sabrosa claims they are, or are they just eh? You know what I hate? Whenever I go to source, it says, "We think you're browsing from the UK," and I'm like, "No, I'm in the US, I promise." Sabrosa Rose frame, there's no specs on it here on source. Do you guys ever order from Dan's Comp? Order from Dan's Comp now through my links because it'll make me money. Check out the long-awaited debut of the Sabrosa Rose frame. This frame has been in development and testing for a while now. We're stoked to get the first production run in stock. Oh, okay. This was the idea was to create a frame that helps bridge the gap between an 18 and a full size 20. That's something that comes up a lot in the DMs is that people want bikes for their kids, but their kids like at that size where they should be switching up to a 20, but so that's really cool. 13 point or 12.9-inch rear end. Okay. How does it help do that though? Oh, okay, because the top tube starts at 20.00. That's good. And like I'm sure you guys have heard me discuss the hell out of this is that most 20.00-inch bikes are terrible quality. Granted, the riders on them are smaller and like lighter and stuff like that. But still, there's a kid in El Paso. His dad is like super supportive of him. This kid shreds, right? And he's on an 18-inch Sabrosa, just like a stock. It's a few years old, but he's thrashed that bike and he definitely shreds. So he needs a new frame that he could start transitioning into a 20-inch, but he shouldn't go the complete bike route because he's too good for a complete bike. Like he'd destroy it. So this would be something really good for him. But it's probably like $300, right? That's just a frame. That's the cost of most complete bikes. That's crazy. What's up, Cream? How you doing? Would the Aaron Ross 2020 or 2021 BMX last for an intermediate rider? So in 2021, the Sunday forecaster is not full chromoly. So the 2021 forecaster Ross version, it looks really cool, but it's not full chromoly. And I also think it's pretty overpriced. Now, in 2022, they're saying that it's going to be full chromoly. I mean, if everything goes right, the 2022 bikes are going to be full chromoly. And if that's the case, then the 2022 Aaron Ross would definitely last for an intermediate rider. The 2021, dude, I'm definitely gonna recommend against high tensile steel, even if you're just barely starting out. Like it's just worth it to spend the extra money. So wait around for the 2022. I think they're officially out. I saw some of them were. Let's look. I don't remember where I saw it. Somebody sent me. Um, maybe it was Source that had a handful of them in stock. It wasn't the whole line, but okay, it's on Source right now, 5 days ago, but it's out of stock. So it's $550. I think the price did go up a little bit, but it's full chromoly. So I'm gonna send you this. Wish it was not on Source, but the secret's really good too. I feel like they just put these in. Um, There you go. That's the thing on Source. But yeah, so it is full chromoly. The 2021, not full chromoly, so I'd stay away from that. But yeah, this looks like a really good bike. And for the price, you know what you're getting, it seems really solid. I think Sunday made a good move on their line. I'm excited to look at these full specs. That's sick. And it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It's not my favorite color, but it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, huh? The red's still on. Hold on. I was like, I turned it on to make so it's focus assist, right? And I turn it on the HDMI screen so that I can check from my screen to make sure I'm in focus. And I forgot to turn it off. Good call, man. Good call. Let me see if I can turn it off from my phone. Hold on. There. Okay, boom. No more red. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Like I just got used to it. I always film with that on because it doesn't show up on the file, but I have it turned on to show up on the HDMI stream. So anyway, boom, good call. Good call. All right, anybody got any questions? We're just chit-chatting here. What's up, Matt? How you doing, man? Uh Hello, it's Habdai Mail and Herm Prophet Peter Guestchick. How you doing? Oh, Super Noob says no big era X Games. What do you guys think about this, the X Games thing? So I saw, and I did want to rant about this a little bit. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there. Um, they're gonna host Park and Dirt at Pat Casey's house. Did you guys see that? This is cool, but is Pat Casey competing? I don't remember seeing him get an invite or anything, but if he is, even if he isn't, like there's a lot of riders who have spent a lot of time there. I feel like that's not necessarily, I don't know. The idea with X Games, from my understanding, is that they build a course, right? Riders have equal amount of practice time on it. They all have the same amount of time, so it's about how good they can get used to the course, how good they can utilize it, things like that. And that's amazing. But now when you put a park that's already built, that, say for instance, Pat Casey rides at every single day, he has a huge advantage over everyone else there. Okay. And same with the locals that live around that area that come ride with him. They're used to that park. They have been able to find lines, they've been able to feel it out. So that's not necessarily fair for somebody to have to fly across the country and ride this place for the first time to compete against people who've been riding it for a long time. You know what I mean? And I don't know why they're doing that because I mean, theoretically, the COVID restrictions are all lifted and stuff. They should be able to just go back to normal and do their thing, even in California where it's super strict. Um, but yeah, that's what I saw is that they're going to do it at Pat Casey's, and I don't think that's fair at all. Now, yeah, no, because people ride Andy Buckworth rides there all the time, and I know he got invited, so that's annoying, right? Um, Super Noob says, Why are they doing that? What's the rationale? I don't know. I think the partnership with Monster has a big key or plays a big role there, but also I bet it's hard to rent a venue and run an event in California right now just because of the COVID thing and everything like that. And I'm sure it's just easier if they go through a private property and things like that to do it there. But I don't know. No idea. I just think that that's messed up. Aren't they doing X Games Real Street too? Those are always my favorite. Like I don't really watch edits, but I think those are super cool because those guys put in work. Like I searched X Games Real Street. Dumb. Yeah, I don't know. X Games to me, it seems like it's kind of dying off. Do you guys think so? Is that Bro, I saw a picture. The picture for the real street that popped up was a guy on a skateboard grinding down a rail, but there's what do you call that? A big light post like in the background, and his hands are like this. It looks like he's holding onto a scooter. And I was like, bro, are they doing a real street scooter too? But they're not. That's okay. Thank you, Ride Lifestyle. He says, congrats on 5K. We're almost at 5.1. Isn't that crazy? Um, Somebody asked, Giovanni says Doug opinions on Alfredo Mancuso. Uh I don't really watch him. I think I've watched a handful of things like where he does the things at the bike shops, and those are sick. And some of his stuff is really informative, but a lot of it, here's something that drives me absolutely crazy. And no matter how much money becomes in YouTube, like I will never get myself to do it. But there's a guy, I think his name's like JR Hobbs or something. he posts in some Facebook groups a lot, and it's like the thumbnails this guy crashing, right? And it's like worst BMX crash ever. And I'm like, oh, this looks funny. Like, I want to watch this 15-second clip, right? You click on it, it's a 13-minute video about their day and everything. And then somewhere in that video is that clip that I want to see of this guy crashing, right? And that is incredibly annoying. I'm getting mad just talking about it. I just don't understand that. Like, if you're gonna make a 13-minute video, then make something like give people a reason to watch the 13-minute video and not just 15 seconds of it. But I mean, that's just a YouTube thing, and that's what people are doing for ads. And it's like, I don't know, I could never do that. Like, even if I mean, I'm borderline there with taking clips from the live and then taking a thumbnail, but the thumbnail is about whatever I'm talking about in that short clip. And it's 2 to 5 minutes. It's not even like 13 minutes. But I think Alfredo does some of that stuff, and it makes me so angry. Like, just build an audience that actually cares about what you're doing and put out content instead of trying to, because so on that JR thing, he shared that, right? I clicked on it. I saw it was 13 minutes. It started out with him, "What's up, guys? So today," and I'm like, "Bro, come on." And so I just left a clown emoji. That's all I put. I put a clown emoji and didn't watch it. So I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm not going to go anywhere with YouTube because of that mentality, but it drives me crazy. So angry. So how do we get onto that from the X Games thing? Oh, because Alfredo. Um, yeah, so anyway, I think Alfredo does some of that, but on the contrary, he does have a lot of useful stuff. Like, he has the connections with really knowledgeable people, really good bike riders, and a lot of it's really useful. And I almost think of like him and I kind of doing the same thing, same with Brant Moore and some of those other guys. So I'm all for it, even though it's competition technically. Like, as long as he's helping grow the sport, he's helping my mission, even if it's not directly through me. So I don't really care. Just don't be clickbaity, you know? And I think I saw somebody say something about the clickbait stuff in there. And anyway, Chase said, "Are we hanging out tonight?" Chase, let me look at your snap. Doug, you still coming to light fireworks written? Yes. Yes. What time? We're gonna go do fireworks. Chase said he has lots of fireworks, so that's exciting. Okay. Now I'm looking for questions here. Bob Chapman says, "Would I feel a difference going from my 20 millimeter fork offset to a 22 or 24? Please help." Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a difference. Like, I definitely noticed going from 26 to 32 and 32 back down to 25. But just where it's just 2 millimeters, you probably won't actually notice it at all. Uh, if you want a big difference, like, go more drastic, and then you can really feel the differences and decide if that's right for you. But yeah, just going 2 millimeters, I don't think you'll notice it at all. Lucas learned hot bars yesterday. Congrats, Lucas. I think I saw you text me. Did you, Lucas, did you get your stickers all the way to Canada? I hope you got your stickers because I was too lazy. I sent out like, I don't know, 24 sticker packs or something. And I was too lazy to write a return address on all of them. So it's like, if they don't make it where they're going, like, they won't get back to me. And that's kind of sad, but oh well. Oops. That was probably loud. Ride Lifestyle is building a bike with buying used aftermarket parts. That's exciting. That's exciting. I think as long as you don't get anything that's cracked or anything like that, you will be good. Magician says, "What material is best for street BMX?" If you mean like frame material, chromoly is going to be the best for anything, street, park, dirt, whatever. There's almost zero instances that you would rather high tensile steel. Now, if you're racing, that's a whole different story. We don't even talk about that or know anything about that. So go chromoly if you can. If you can afford it, just go with chromoly. We ranted about that earlier. Istaflock says, "Doug, my chain broke the other day while riding up a hill. Which chain do you recommend?" Oh man, that's tough. I mean, it's tough that it broke. Here, I'm gonna send you the one that I recommend. Um, you smash your knee. That was always my worst thing. Like, I'd buy cheap Walmart chains or cheap KMC chains from a bike shop here, and they were like $13. I'd be riding, minding my own business, 2, 3 months into it. I'd pedal, it'd snap, I smash my knee, I'd flip over, and it's just a terrible, terrible, terrible day. Shadow. So I say the Shadow Supreme or the interlock, not the Supreme, because the Supreme is just overkill in my opinion. I don't know many people who actually break the Supreme. The interlock's what I've always rode. I've never broke one, but one I had for 3 years and it got pretty creaky on me, but it never actually broke. So this is a link to Amazon where you can get the Shadow Interlock V2 for $44. It's a very expensive chain, but like I said, I've never broke it and it's really solid. So go with that. And I was going to say, oh, chain breaker, if you need a chain breaker, you can get the Shadow chain breaker or you can get the Park Tool chain breaker, which the Park Tool is actually, I'd say, better. I think it's better. Oh my god, it's another $40. You're spending $80 here on chain and chain breaker, but it's okay because it won't break on you, right? Right. That's the chain breaker. So the first link's the chain, the second link is the chain breaker. Matt says Alfredo's an ex-sponsored rider for Sabrosa, so he knows what he's talking about, and his how-tos are good. But I agree, some of his stuff is heavy on the fluff. Yeah, like I said, some of the stuff that I've seen from him is really informative and really good. And I think he has a little bit of an attitude, kind of like Grayson, which I don't like. I'm not particularly down for, but good stuff, good content, you know. Lucas's 15th birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, man. That's exciting. And you're getting some cranks. Good job. Huh. Jared says, I feel like he lost a lot of subs. I swear I remember his channel having like 200K, but I watched the other day, someone brought up him having 150. I noticed with mine, there's a point like when my channel got a lot of subs from reels like months and months and months ago, right? There was a month where there was like a 200 sub drop, and I think it was YouTube deleting bots and stuff like that. And so maybe he had a lot of bot followers and they just kind of purged it. I think a lot of people had that same thing happen, but I'm not sure. Maybe he made somebody mad and made a bunch of people mad and got canceled. Aaron Suh says, any tips for a high bunny hop? I will show you. So this is just so much easier because in bike school, Aaron, we made the bunny hop video free and you can just watch this. And I've heard it's the best bunny hop video you've ever seen. I don't know. I'm a little biased, but that's the free a free section from bike school. Okay, that's the bunny hop. It's we went super in depth on it and it's gonna help, I promise. Ice to Flock is looking at the V2 and you actually bought it. Good job. Okay, cool. That was easy. Matt has a good point that the Supreme Chain's lifetime warranty, though. I feel like you just don't need it. That seems like overkill, but I don't know. Yeah, I since I haven't broke the interlock, I would not buy the Supreme Chain. Now, if I was breaking the interlock every 6 months, it's like, damn, that's expensive. I'm gonna step it up. Sean says, "Is the Sunday forecaster Aaron Ross signature any good?" Sean Anderson, we kind of just talked about this. So here's the deal: the 2021 Sunday forecaster is not full chromoly. Okay. The Aaron Ross version, it's not full chromoly. So I would recommend not getting it. But the 2022 Sunday Forecaster is full chromoly. And when that comes out, definitely jump on that because for the price and everything, it's a really, really solid choice. Ride Lifestyle says, does left hand drive or right hand drive really matter or not? Um, it depends what you're doing. So if you're riding pegs and you're riding pegs on the right side, you're going to want left hand drive generally. Okay. Because when you're grinding, you don't want your sprocket in the way and things like that. So right hand drive if your pegs are on the left hand drive if your pegs are on the right hand. Okay. The other thing is tail whips and things like that. I have my drive on the left side and I catch my tailwhips with my right foot. So when I'm catching on the cranks, my heel is not smashing my sprocket. It's not landing on the chain. Like it's just a lot cleaner on that side. So catching tailwhips are so much easier. If it was on the left, if it was on the right side and I was catching with the right side, it just like it hurt my foot. So it's nice to do that. But other than that, it really doesn't matter. A lot of people with hub guards and things like that, sprocket with a bash guard, they still grind because for pegs, people are grinding on both sides now just as much. They're still grinding without switching their drive side around. Aaron says, hello, Tweak. How are you? Is there a specific shoe you wear to ride? Does it make a difference for you? Yes. I I just threw away the Nike shoes I was riding in because they weren't super worn down, but they were just like the structure, they're so weak. And I switched to Nikes because they were on sale at Ross and I like them. The Nike SBs, that's what I've been riding in. And then I got some Vans Kyle Walker Pros from Source on sale for like 50 bucks. So I switched over to those and those have been amazing to ride in. There's just so much more comfort there. And the main reason I got them is because they say that the what is it? The pro insoles are a lot thicker and they're good for heel bruises, which I always smack my heel and it's just the worst thing ever. So I switched to those and I rode in them for about 3 days before I rolled my ankle. I think my foot's broken. Maybe I'm just dramatic, but I definitely like it doesn't hurt to walk, right? But it's still bruised and swollen and not good. Not, so I haven't rode yet. It'll probably be another week or two before I ride again. So those shoes did not save me from twisting my foot, but they're a lot more comfortable. So some people ride in really low cut. Some people ride in slip-ons. I like to have a little bit of support, but I guess too much support is it's you can't feel out the bike. So like really high tops, I used to ride in those. I quit that because I didn't like how constricted my feet felt and things like that for tables and turn downs and where you need to move it around. So Jared said he's had a couple of the Shadow V2 chains. I love them. I've never broke them either. I changed for color combos, and the other one is overkill and heavy. Yeah, I didn't even think about the weight. I have a red one on right now because when I needed a new chain, it was the only one I could get, and I hate how it looks. Like I just want a black chain, but I'm not gonna spend $40 just to change the color again. You know what I mean? Mayo says, "Hey, bro, just curious, are there any differences between the 2021 and 2022 Kink Whip XL? I'm new to BMX, so I just want to know." I do not think so. The only difference, really, Mayo, is the price. Um, the 2021 Kink Whip XL is like 450, and I think the 2022 Kink upped the price to about 550. So it's kind of the same price as a Sunday Forecaster, same quality, but colors changed. Other than that, nothing else. Ride Lifestyle says my wrist hurts. What should I do? It's not swelling fracture, but it hurts to ride. So We have some vitamin D here. Mine does that too, especially my right wrist, and it's usually where grip, right? So when you're gripping and you squeeze it, it's that pain right around here. Is that what you got? Because I get that all the time. What I normally do is just kind of deal with it because it does hurt, but it's not like constricting. You know what I mean? Like if let's say you break your foot and you put pressure on your foot, you're not going to be able to do that. But with the wrist thing, you can still hold it strong. It just kind of hurts, you know? So that's fine, but I also try and I feel like it's because my wrist gets compressed in. So I feel like from landing and stuff, it compresses it in this way. And so like what I do is I squeeze right here to separate it and kind of go like this and just like massage it and keep the separation. I don't know if that's really what's going on. I'm not a doctor, but I just do this and like twist it and all that. Right there, that connection, because I feel like that's where it gets all jammed up. If that's what you've got going on, try that, I guess. I don't know. But don't sue me because I'm not a doctor. Hi, Stephanie. Giovanni says, "How much is bike school?" We just actually kind of changed the structure around. It's 227 right now, and then we're gonna do monthly, a monthly option, which is something that I was kind of against at first, but we changed our mind, and so now you can pay $20 a month for 12 months, or you can pay the 227 and have it for a lifetime. But those are the two options. The monthly thing, I was like, eh, I don't know. But Nick and I talked about it. We decided to give people that option too, and most people seem to like it, so that's good. Jose Solis says, "What is the best bike with a 20-inch top tube?" Um, the I'm gonna say there's not one. Okay, this is a problem. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Is that a lot of the 20.00 inch top tube bikes are really low quality because generally people getting on those are brand new. They're just starting out and things like that. They don't really start to get good quality until about 20.5-inch top tube, which is bigger for a lot of smaller riders, or too big for a lot of smaller riders. So I'm not really going to pick one on a 20-inch because I don't. They're all junk. Junk. Whoa, Lucas gets a ganglion cyst on his wrist. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had one that I know of. Yeah, weird. Jared says I bought mine at the wheel mill and it was like 32 or something. It wasn't 40. Oh, that's a good deal. So Ride Lifestyle says, does good grips or gloves reduce the impact on your wrist? I don't think no, I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. I mean, the only thing you can really do is lower your tire pressure so that it kind of absorbs the impact. But grips, they make thicker grips, and maybe that would help since if it's your wrist isn't closed all the way, it's not putting as much strain on it. But I don't think it'll really make that big of a deal. You could get like wrist braces and stuff. One thing I used to have, it you just wrap it around your wrist and it like it tightens right there and it kind of keeps that separation pressure. But yeah, that's kind of a tough one. That is a tough one. Just get used to it, just keep riding, keep getting used to it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay, so these are some comments on different videos that I need to go through. So I'm just going to answer some of these. And Fat Lonely Skater says Cult Crew website says the frame is 100% chromoly, or is it not? And he's talking about the 2021 Colt Control, which is a tri-molly bike. But on Colt's website, they do say it is 100% chromoly frame. I'm not sure if they messed this up or if the 2022 Colt Control is going to be 100% full chromoly for 469, which would make it very similar to the Kink Whip in 2021. I don't know. I feel like this is a mess up and that it's not actually full chromoly. I don't trust them. If we look it up, well, even I don't even think their 2022's out. Colt is trying to scam you by saying that it is full chromoly because it's not. It's trimoly. So frustrating. My back is toasted. Giovanni says, "What tires do I recommend?" Because I have momentums, but I want to switch it up. Well, you're gonna hate my answer because I recommend momentums. That's like all I've rode for the last 5 years. They're really light. They're really grippy at first. They wear down kind of fast, but they're light, they're cheap, they're grippy. 10 out of 10 tire. Those are definitely my favorites. And those are what I'd recommend. If you feel like switching it up, I think the Donna Squeaks or the Donna Streets are really nice. And I love the Demolition Hammerheads. Um, trying to think of what else. Yeah, I don't really know what you ride, I guess. But the BSDs would be some that I would get next, but I'm never gonna switch away from momentum. So I'll never get them. Mateo says, "Where can I buy a BMX? Because they're all sold out." Oh, Mateo, boy, do I have something for you. Hold on one second. They are sold out like almost everywhere. Okay. And it's tough. I know what you mean. Brands are working very, very hard to get new bikes in stock, but there's a lot of restrictions on manufacturing and like everything sold out way quicker than they expected. But on Dan's Comp here, we're going to plug Dan's Comp. I'm going to post a link here to all of their bikes that they have in stock. There's like, what does it say? 374 options. Some of them are temporarily unavailable or on back order, but like there's the Stranger Spitfires in stock here, the Fit Street, the Sunday 2022 primers in stock over here. That's sick. What else? What else? What else? Guys, I'm so excited to see the Sunday Dark Wave. Okay, so you on Dance Comp, it's like the Fit Street, some of the Sunday bikes, some of the Stranger bikes, and a lot of the We the People bikes are out. That's sad. That's about it. Well, there's 5 pages. I didn't look at all of them. Oh, the Colony premise. Here's something, guys. Dance Comp has a lot of Colony in stock, and that is like the whole core of my bike. It's Colony frame, Colony forks, Colony bars, and it has lasted, well, the forks cracked after 2 years or 3 years, but it's lasted me forever. So I am like 300% behind Colony because it's really good quality. Their parts have lasted me really good and I love the feel of them. So if you do run into some Colony bikes, like check those out, especially the Sweet Tooth, but yeah, I think they're really solid. Is that Rado? What's up, Rado? How have you been? Did you finally buy a GTR or no? We missed you. Hey, look, here's Yiko in here too. That's sick. Got all the homies back in here. So Yiko says, "Hey man, I can hop, but only tell tires the same time." What? Oh, only two tires at the same time, but I can hop the height of a shoe. I don't know how to make a real hop. Yiko, here's the thing. I feel like I say here's the thing a lot, but here's the thing. It's like you've got to focus. There's a Salvador Blanco. I do the coaching with him, right? And bunny hop was the first thing that we worked on. And I'm like, look, he sent me two different videos because finally I said, all right, hop over some stuff and send it to me. Let's see where you go because that's a huge mental block for a lot of people. And it was for him too. He had an easier time doing like the two tire hop that you're talking about. It was more consistent. Okay. He was a lot more consistent doing that. He could clear the thing every single time. When he tried to do the one with the proper form, he was getting higher sometimes, he was getting lower sometimes. It was just really inconsistent. And I said, look, just focus on doing it the proper way because even if you're not clearing it, you're building a good habit. If you get into the bad habit of doing a two tire hop all the time, you're limiting yourself because you can only maximize that hop to a few feet. Whereas, yes, the one with proper form is going to be a little harder. It's going to be a little more inconsistent. Ultimately, though, 2 years down the road, you're going to be able to have a 4 foot hop. You're going to be able to hop a lot higher because you learn that proper form. If you stick to doing what the easy, consistent way is, you're going to plateau. And then you're going to have to relearn how to hop anyway if you ever want to hop higher. So just keep going with the right way, even if it's hard to get tires off the ground. But I'm going to send you this video again, Yiko. Watch this. Okay. Watch the slow motion playbacks at the bottom and check out the action plan. But that slow motion video is me doing it, and just take a video of you doing it, okay? And then play it, look at it, and then play the one of me doing it and look at it and see what's different. It's crazy because this one that I'm watching right now with that wall background, my body's compressed and I'm literally hopping like I would be on the ground. Like I stood up, crouched, and hopped as high as I could. And that's just what this looks like. And that's how it is on the bike, because when you throw your chest forward, it lifts that front wheel and your back wheel follows. So then when you suck up, it just levels out. It's going to take a lot of practice. Like I've been riding for over 10 years and I can hop that high because I try to hop on a lot of stuff and I've definitely failed. Like I'm like, oh, I'm going to try and hop on a picnic table and I case it and blow out my tire. Oh, I'm going to try and hop up a four set, case it, blow out my tire. Like that's the side that people don't see, is like me trying stuff that I can't actually hop up on for years. And it just takes a lot of practice, man. Keep working at it. What's up, JDA? You are late, man, but it's okay. It's okay. We're having good conversations here. Ox picked up his bike from Facebook Marketplace, and I see a lot of really good stuff on there. I think that you can get a good deal. The sad thing is that people get into the sport, they spend a lot of money on their bike, and then they're like, I'm going to sell it. And they sell it for a lot less than they paid for it. So you can pick up a really good deal as long as it's not because that their bike's broken that they're selling it, but just because they don't want it anymore. That's exciting. Lucas, I think he buys used bikes off of Marketplace, parts them out, and makes like 2 to 3 times as much as he spent on the bike. Guy's a hustler. Rado is buying the GTR soon. That's good. That's good. Ian Brock, what's up, Ian? He says, I ate it hard last night. I was flying through a gravel parking lot and hit a pothole I didn't see. The tire stayed in there while I said bye to the bike. Bro, that's crazy. I've always been scared of that, or like hitting a speed bump. You go really fast and it's night, you're just cruising and then boom, there's a speed bump and it damn near kills you. Glad you didn't die, man. That's good. Be safe. Um he also says, what grips do you recommend? Let me tell you. I got to think about it. I think they're the Rayford. Yes, the Brock Rayford grips are my number one grip. I'm gonna send you. They're in stock here on Dan's. Boom. They're 10.99 and they're the comfiest grips. So I used to ride ODI long necks, okay? And then they just weren't as soft. They make the soft version, but they're still not that good. So then I switched to Colt Vans. I really like the Colt Vans, but only when I had gloves. When I wasn't riding with gloves, they're kind of slippery. They're not the best like that. And then I went to no, no, it's not the right. No, no, no. So then I went to the Odyssey Rayford grips that I just sent in the chat, and those are okay. But again, they're not the best. The best are the S&M Hoder grips. That's what it is. Let me see if I can find them, because that's what I just bought some when I bought my shoes and stuff. Oh yeah, here they are. These are the best grips, but get Odyssey par ends to go with them. So if you buy some Odyssey grips, save the par ends, and use them with these grips. These are the better grips. Best grips right there. The Rayford grips are pretty good, but the Hoder grips are similar. They're just a lot softer. A lot softer. Best grips, hands down. Rado, I don't know what Centimeters means in feet and inches. You got to do the math for me. What is 173 centimeters in feet and inches? Ride Lifestyle says where to keep the weight while bunny hopping high. Center, middle, I can bunny hop 1.5 feet, but I can't get the extension and tuck. Uh, so a lot of it is not necessarily where you keep your weight, but it's that initial explosive power. There's a lot of trick. I mean, every trick in BMX is explosive power. We had a guy at Woodward that was there kind of coaching the kids on this, and it's like, look, if you stretch, okay, let's say you stretch before your session, right? You're stretching, you are stretching out that muscle in a bad way. And so a lot of, I don't fully agree with this, but a lot of people say is that you want to do like explosive warm-ups on the muscles. So let's say you hold your bicep and you move your arm in and out, right? You're warming it up, but you're not necessarily overexerting it. And there's a lot of things like that. So anyway, building that explosive power is going to help you get that height you need because you're exploding off of your quads. You're compressing yourself, you're throwing your quads up, your chest is following, right? And leading, and then it's popping the bike up. So if you don't have that explosive power, you're not going to get as high with that initial hop. And you've got to really think about it that way because same with the tail whip, right? That explosive kick and snap of your arms is what brings it around. Any trick you can think of is all on that explosive power, and the bunny hop is no different. So figure out how to do that. That's why I always push people to train cross train. So hit the gym, work on those different muscles that you don't develop directly from bike riding because they're support muscles when you are doing your tricks. It just helps out your core bike riding muscles having that support for more longevity and things like that. So with that being said, don't worry about the weight. Worry about the power and how you pop off for the hop. The weight's kinda secondary, but watch that video. To me, I'm pretty sure it's just you're just throwing your chest straight up and your front wheel's coming up with you. So, the weight shift isn't too much. A lot of people say you're throwing your weight back, and in a sense, you are, but only because you're moving forward. It's more straight up and not necessarily back. Abu Saber says, "Is the GT BMX bike good for beginners?" No. Here's why. I don't hate GT. Oh, wait, are we talking about GT or SE? Yeah, we're talking about GT. Same, same. I don't hate GT, but I do think Haro, SE, GT, a lot of them are just riding on their old school popularity. They're producing bikes that are not really competitive quality with what's out right now at really high prices. So anytime I look at a bike to review it like that, like a GT bike or the SE bikes, I look and I'm like, bro, this thing's $500 and it doesn't have a speck of chromoly on it. So what they're relying on is people who are getting back into the sport, people who have ridden before and are familiar with those older names because there was only a handful of them, right? Back in the day. Now we have King, Colt, Fit, We the People, Sabrosa. Like we have all these different brands that weren't around back then. So GT, SE, Haro, they're able to just kind of put bikes out and people recognize that name and go with that bike, even though it's not necessarily the best quality and even though it's pretty much overpriced. Now, on that aspect, I think the GT, was it the Chris Fox? I think that's a really solid bike. It's a little expensive, but the quality, yeah, the Gaudium, whatever, it's full chromoly, so it is good quality, but it's very, very, very expensive, and that's the only GT bike that I've really been like, "Okay, this is a good deal." I mean, not a good deal, but a good bike. Yeah, JDA, I know you were looking at getting a bike for your boy, and they were out of stock or they're too expensive, just a bunch of things kept happening, so that's awesome. I'm glad you finally got one, man. Elder Lopez says, "Yo, what could be happening if the headsets are wiggly after riding a bit?" It could be a handful of things. The biggest thing is the compression, right? you probably have that top cap that compresses the forks and the stem together. Okay. That, and generally, if that's not really tight, then it's going to wiggle. But if it's too tight, then your bars won't spin. So you have to find that happy medium. What I usually do is I tighten it down until it's not really wiggling, and then I do just a quarter turn more, and then tighten your stem bolts on the side. But if your stem bolts on the side are loose and that compression cap is tight, you could still have some play because the openness of your stem is like has wiggle room. So double check that those side bolts are tight on the stem. And if they are, then loosen them, tighten that headset cap a little bit more, and then tighten them back down. That should solve your problem. It could be your bars are loose too, but probably not. Probably those two things that I just mentioned. JDA, I was just ranting on about Colony because I think they're really solid. So that's going to be a good bike for your kiddo. I'm so excited for you guys. Is anyone here, okay? Is anyone here bought from Time to Shine? This video has been getting a lot of comments. This guy just said, "Oh no, I didn't see this until after placed my order this morning. My son is stationed up in Washington and wanted to get back into it, but finding a bike is hard right now. So when I seen they had a couple bikes, I jumped on it for him. Fingers crossed." But there's so many people commenting on it telling me, "Hey, yeah, I ordered," and then like 3 months later, I still didn't get anything, and I'm like, "Oh man, you poor guy." That video has made me $6 so far. That's pretty cool. But I'm glad it's there because I think what happens is people order a bike and then they're like, "Huh, I wonder if this site's legit." Why do they wait until after? I don't know, but that's just how it goes. I'm on their website right now. Let's see what they got. They've got a 9 bot Segway. That's cool. That's cool. Some Etnies shoes, complete bikes, BMX freestyle park and trails. Yes. Hmm. I kind of like the way they have this sorted out. The website flow is different. It's really nice. So like I clicked on bikes and then it said, "Do you want race bikes? Do you want mountain bikes? Do you want freestyle bikes?" And I'm like, "Freestyle." So then it takes me to the different brands. So then I can look, "Oh, I want to look at Colt bikes, right?" They have everything from Colt marked out of stock. That's good. What is Sabrosa's the big one that we're having issues with? They have all but the Salvador Free Coaster and all but the Salvador Free Coaster marked out of stock. That's pretty good. So this is different than how it was a little bit ago where they would have every single bike marked as in stock and then people would buy it. Now they do have all the We the People bikes in stock still. Are they actually in stock? I don't know. Somebody buy one and let me know. Let me know if it ships within a few days or not. Dude, this whole thing seems so shady, but I mean, whatever, whatever. I'm not even gonna rant about it. Super Noob Smith says, "Don't sit on the bike when you're compressing the headset." That is a very good little piece of knowledge, very good piece of knowledge because when you do, it's flexing your forks out this way and it's putting pressure on it, so it's gonna seem tight when it's not. JDA says, "What do you think about hitting a pump track for beginners like me?" Here's the thing with that. People who have racing backgrounds naturally progress at freestyle so much faster than other people. The reason for that is that it builds pumping, it builds bike control, it just builds the general awareness on the bike. And that is one of the most important things you can do because you're going to get used to it. You're going to feel how the bike flows. You're going to be able to manage speed. There's different ways to slow down or speed up without using your brakes or without pedaling. And like I depump when I roll up something because I need to slow down and I don't have brakes, or you pump when you're rolling down something so you speed up. And learning those skills is going to help you out a lot in the long run. So if you run over to the pump track, I love the pump track. It's a good like cardio workout and it's a lot of fun. I think that's a really good move for you, man. It'll build really good fundamental skills. The Ride Lifestyle says, "Are expensive two-piece cranks good full chromoly ones?" Um, yes, they should be. Like if you're talking about the Thunderbolts or anything like that, those are really good. Two-piece cranks are generally lighter and a little bit stronger, but they're kind of limited on how much you can do with them. So I ride three-piece just because I like to be able to switch it up and take it apart and everything like that. But I'm really thinking about getting the Thunderbolt cranks, which are two-piece. Did somebody ask about shoes for brakeless riding? Yeah, like Lucas said, there's you're gonna burn through shoes regardless. It's just a sad reality. Happens. You're gonna go through shoes a lot. All right, guys. Any last minute questions? We're at 56 minutes, and I'm about to get off of here. If there's any last minute questions, throw them in there. If not, you guys are awesome. Thank you for hanging out with me this Saturday. It's always good to pop on and talk BMX. Been working way too much, and I miss hanging out with you guys. One thing I want you all right now, set a goal this weekend. What are we going to do? Your goal could be not blow yourself up with fireworks. It could be land a 360. It could be work on manuals, right? Try and manual 3 parking spaces. I don't care what it is, but set a goal and try and get it done, because next weekend I'm going to ask you guys. I remember all you guys in here. I'm going to ask you guys if you did your goal or not. My goal is going to be I'm going to try and ride this week and see how it feels on my ankle. If you guys follow me on Instagram, this thing, like, even my toes are bruised. So I think it's just like the blood kind of dripped down to my toes, and that's why they look bruised. But I don't know. Even my toes are bruised. So Lucas is going to land a bar spin out of the bank. Ox, you got to get more specific, man. You can learn a new trick, but what trick is it going to be? You got to set that specific goal. Ride Lifestyle is going to land foot jam tail whips this week. Good deal, guys. Abu Saber got a GT used for 2 months for $200. Dude, that's a good deal. Like, I wouldn't pay 500 for a high tensile steel GT, but 200 for a high tensile steel GT, that's a good deal, man. ZZCA Juarez says, "You think Dan's comp is legit? I ordered my first bike from there. Dan's is legit. I I just texted their marketer yesterday to let him know, because I'm an affiliate with them. So like I'm gonna promote Dan's comp as much as I can to get you guys to buy from them. They've gotten it together as far as I can tell, and they're really doing good. So yeah, Dan's comp is legit. I hope you enjoy your bike, and yeah. Rado, I hope your Subaru is very fast, but I think you need a GTR instead of a Subaru. And yeah, okay, guys, you set your goals. Had a good live. If you guys need anything, text me in the texting community or email me, and we'll see you guys next weekend. Have a great 4th of July. Peace.